Thank you for watching. We're continuing on with our series on the 6 mistakes to avoid as a business owner. And one of them is my business the best retirement plan for me? For some, their business can represent 90 to 100% of all their retirement assets. So I want to take a look at a situation to see how well we would be prepared if that was our situation. So I'm going to look at a couple who's 45, who plan to retire in 20 years. Their business is anticipated to be worth $1 million at their age 65. They're saving $5,000 a year and spending $95,000 to live on. We're going to assume that the $5,000 that they're saving is going to earn 6% now, 4% in the future. We're also going to assume that Social Security will provide $40,000 of their needed life income at age 65. We're going to have to assume and figure out what inflation will be. If you don't understand inflation, you want to read our blog post on inflation. Inflation is the termites in our wallet. It's what affects the purchasing power of our dollar. So if this couple were born in 1969, being age 45, the inflation rate over their lifetime has been 4.35%. So that means in order for us to determine how much money they will need in the future, we will need to adjust for that 4.35. We're going to look at the numbers here. The numbers tell all. On the left side of the page, you'll see that our account, the one that we were saving $5,000 a year in, would be worth $437,000 if it had been growing at 6% each and every year. We also said that we were going to sell our business, right, at 65, meaning that we'd have another $1 million to put in our account. Well, what is it going to take to live off of? Now, I know I haven't really thought in 20 years in the future. Most people haven't. What is 4.35% inflation going to do to the $95,000 that we're living off of today? Well, it's going to increase it to $222,000. Meaning in order for us to live and maintain our existing lifestyle, it's going to require $222,000. Wow, that's a lot. So our account that has $1.4 million in it, taking out $222,000 a year, is going to run out quickly, isn't it? You can see here that at age 72, we are in trouble. At that point going forward, we're only going to be living off of what Social Security is providing. Doesn't look like a pretty picture. Probably going to have to go find a second job if that was the situation, right? Well, what is it that we can do? Well, financial professionals always focus on rate of return. It's the number one go-to. It's the magic pill. So let's see. Let's see if magic pill rate of return could fix our situation. So what rate of return would be required for us to have enough money in our assets by age 65 in order for us to then live off of it for the next 20 years without running out of money? 20%. 20%. That is a 233% higher return than what we're receiving now. What's the likelihood that that's going to happen? Probably pretty slim. What would be the risk that we would have to take? How would that affect us if it didn't pan out? Probably wouldn't be good. But if we look, what it's really telling us is that with the sale of our business, we need about $4.3 million in order for us to be able to withdraw each and every year and not run out until age 85. Well, in our blog, we talked about the fact that we probably need to be working longer. That age 65, when it was created almost a century ago, was when we were living 15 and 20 years shorter than we live today. So we know working longer is part of our solution, but what would it be if we didn't change anything else? We'd have to work to age 77. Now, for some of you, that's a great idea, and you love what you do, and working to 77 is not a big problem. For some of you, you're ready to get out, and 77 is way too long. Well, maybe you say, well, maybe I could live off less than what I'm living on today. I know I'm spending $95,000 a year, but, maybe I could live off less. I don't need $95,000. So what is it how much less would we have to live off of? 60% less? I doubt we probably could do that or would want to do that. Living off of $38,000 a year when we're used to living off $95,000, that'd be pretty tough, I would think. So if you'd like to learn, well, what are some ways that I can either save more money, maybe earn higher rate of return on my money, or how about if I just take less risk and can utilize my money better? What are some strategies that are out there? If you're interested in that, click on the webinar series below, sign up for our next event. See what it is that other business owners have found on how to solve this exact problem.